The currency market is a volatile market. So you can make use of this. Okay, you can use this feature. Um, so I am going to just pick any coin now. Okay, I'm just going to pick any coin and get to it. So let's pick 1,000 cats. I mean the features side, by the way. Pick for 1,000 cards. You click on create. Okay, and what you want to do first is to do your trade settings. Okay, so I'm going to load my trade settings, and then I don't need to remember to change your first buy. I don't need to change my first buy because I'm not starting the trade. Okay, so I'm just going to tap on save. Okay, and then here is where we are going to be focusing on. Okay, this part, initial first buying price. So what is initial first buying price? Okay, you notice that, for example, it's a you are trading spot, and that coin has really gone up. A lot of us, when you notice that a coin has really gone up, you can see that this coin is at its peak. Because you don't want to wait, because you feel like, I don't want to wait. I cannot wait for a reversal, or I cannot wait for it to just correct a bit. You decide to enter that trade. You can use this initial buying price. Okay, so it helps to actually buy the dip. If you are also trading futures, it can help to, you notice that a coin has pumped very well. Maybe you want to long it, but you want the coin to retrace a bit, because cryptocurrency moves in waves. Okay, crypto moves in waves. So you even see that most of all those coins that are in top gainer, most time they pull back a bit, maybe like 1%, 2%, and then they continue to fire all the way back again. There must be a bit of pullback, because like I said, crypto moves in waves. It doesn't just go up all the way, starts going up. Of course, there are some times where coins, you see a lot, you see a very long candle, but most times there's always a bit of cooling off. Like a coin is going to go down like 1% or 2% a bit, and then before it starts to go back up. You can also use it for features. You can also use it for both long and short. You notice that a coin has, maybe you want to long a trade, and that trade has gone down. You can also use it. So let's get to what initial buying price is. You can set an amount. So for example, let's look at this coins chart and see what is going on in the coins chart. Okay, let's say for example now we are, it's just an example, we are over here, right? You can see currently we are over here right now. All right, this is 15 minutes, we are over here. This coin is actually having a green candle, and you probably did the analysis and feel like, oh, this coin is going to do like maybe a reversal back, and you decide that, you know what, I'm going to wait for this coin to come back to the lower low. Abi, how does Daviola say it? Okay, and I'm going to set this price. This is where I want the trade. And once this coin from this part goes down and gets to this amount, that is when I want to start the trade, because uh I want to buy at a very good price. So you can come on here. The price is 0.008655. Okay, So you can come on here to initial first buying price, then tap on it. Okay, so it's either you use price or you use price drop. So if you are using price, I remember saying I want to use 0.00855. I believe that's the case. So I come here, I tap on 0.0855, or I can't remember the exact. And then you click on confirm. Okay, you click on confirm. Or you can also use drop rate. Okay, drop rate can be easy or more easier. You can say, I want this coin to drop. This is actually a long trade, sorry. So meaning you are saying that you want that coin to increase by, okay, because this is actually, no, sorry, it's you are saying it needs to drop rather. So you click on drop rates. Okay, you click on drop rates, and then you can say, I want this coin to drop maybe 5% or 10%. So what you do is you just put the percentage. It's going to the amount is going to pop out. So this drop rate is actually far easier. Okay, instead of using the price, the actual price, you can use drop rate. Drop rate is easier because once you put in the drop, it's going to then bring the amount, a particular amount that the coin can buy at. If you say, okay, you know what, this coin has pumped so much, I want this coin to drop like maybe 10%. Okay, before my robot is going to start the trade, you can come on here, click 10%. It's also going to pop out. It's also going to show you the amount at which the coin will get to before before the trade will start. Okay, you can see here the current price amount. Current price is 0.008929. Okay, it's now 8928. It's now 8926. So you can say, oh, you know what, let this coin drop to 0.008032. Okay, it's just an example, and then I will buy. Or 5% is good. If this coin drops 5%, let my robot buy for me. So what it does is that once that coin drops by that particular percent, and you set it and you start the trade. So we're going to act as if we want to start the trade. Let me use a big percent so that while I'm doing the presentation, it's not going to buy this particular coin. So let me just use 20% so that we'll be able to use that as an example. So once you put in the percentage, all right, what you want to do now is, let me even use 100. Okay, 100 is too far-fetched. Let me use like 30%. It's definitely not going to get to 30% before during this presentation. So what you will do then is to tap on confirm. Okay. Once you tap on confirm, the price is going to pop here. Okay, the price that you want the robot to buy at. That's the coin, where the coin is going to get to. The robot is going to show. But remember, you have to click on activate. A lot of us just do the preset. You set your preset, or maybe you are setting your MACD, but you don't click on activate. You have to activate it. Okay, click on create. So this is how it's going to look like. All right, it's not going to trigger. As you can see, it says, what does the status say? The status is very, very important. A lot of you neglect it. What does the status say? Waiting for trigger price trigger to make first buy. Okay, so once that coin gets to this said amount, is going to do your first buy and start the trade, obviously. Okay, so you're going to see it on pause. So if you go to your strategy page, you will see it over here in your strategy page, just looking very, it's not active, it's dormant. You are definitely going to see it. So whenever you initiate like a trade for maybe a preset or maybe like your MACD, you have to see it like this in your strategy. If you cannot find it in your strategy, that means you have not activated that trade. So until this particular trade get to that amount, that drop is going to trigger and then start the trade. You find out that you'll be buying a decent, you're going to be both spots. I can also use it for futures trade. So that's what initial first buying price is. But remember that you have to load your settings first, because if you don't do it, so let me tell you what, let me pause it. Let me tell you what happens if you don't set your trade. It's going to start telling you that, oh, you can't. So once you come here now, you see, please set up trade settings first, because I haven't done any trade settings. So don't just click on the coin and come here to initial. I'm clicking on initial buying price. It's not going to work because you have not done your trade settings. So you have to first go do your trade settings, go to manually create, load in your settings, do change your first buy, your whole position take profit, change it, click on save, confirm before you can now proceed to the initial first buying price, and then put in the drop that you want that coin to drop to, so you can buy. Also, let's talk about the future strategy. Okay, let's talk about future strategy. This personally, is the strategy that I use for futures. Okay, a lot of times I understand that most times when you enter a trade, the trade is going to sell off like very fast. Please, if you have question, please put it in the chat. Once I finish sharing my screen, I'll attend to question, and also we can ask our question. So a lot of us um what I do is I use proper risk management. Okay. And of course, sometimes maybe when you are very certain, of course you cannot be too certain, but if you are very, very certain that this trade is going to pull through, a lot of us, sometimes you can actually do, some settings that, okay, you know what, my first buy will be big, maybe like $20 this time around, so that maybe I can uh that this your setup is very perfect. Like this trade is definitely going to go the direction. You look at the chart, you analyze the coin very well. Maybe you are using indicator. All the indicators, they are perfect. You can maybe do small risks, like increase your first buy. But usually my standard settings that I use $10, sometimes $15 for my trades. So, and recently, I try as much as possible to avoid shorts. Why? Because I think I've said this in the group. Of course, the market can change very quickly, yes. But recently, the trend has really been bullish. That's the truth. And if you notice, where people get liquidated recently is short trades. Okay, you are shorting a trade, and before you know it, that coin is doing like 50%, 100%, 200%. How do you want to save a coin that how would you save it? There's no what's it called? There's no margin calls, there's no replenishment that will save you from, like, that will save a trade that is doing over 100% pump. It's not possible. Unless you have so much money, like so much, or maybe you are trading, you are using cross. Except that, or regardless, other than that, you can't save a trade that you are shorting and the trade is doing over 50%, 100%. 50 is still even reasonable, but 100, 200, 500. And we are actually forgetting that we are actually seeing signs of altcoin season. They've been signs. If you notice, we have been seeing signs. BNB has done a new all-time high. Okay, BNB have done a new massive all-time high of over $1,000. Okay, in few months ago, BNB was just what, maybe $500, $600. It has done like times two currently. We are looking at Ethereum too. Ethereum has done a new all-time high, though I don't think Ethereum has done have gotten to $5,000, but from what it did in 2021, it has recorded a new all-time high. So there are signs, and also again, Bitcoin still keeps doing a new all-time high from what it did before or what it did previously. So there are signs that we are there, but the market has not peaked. Again, like I said, the market can change character anytime, but from what I have been seeing recently, shorting coin is 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 for me, like personally for me, I avoid it. I avoid shorting trades because you don't even know the trades you can short now. That's the day that that coin is going to do massive rally. Because if you check charts recently, you will notice that every day there's a coin doing massively. If you come to every day, there's a new coin doing amazingly well. I believe that this broccoli, since yesterday, it has been doing amazingly well. I've seen um different coins. We've had jelly, we've had sun topping chart, we've had soon topping chart, different. I saw cake today. Cake did, it didn't do so crazily, but cake did well. I think cake went from $3 to $4. So is it now that is this the time for you to be shorting trade? Of course, I'm not saying you cannot short. You see, cake went from $3 to $4. Because I saw cake at some point in top gainer. And when they do massively well, they don't drop like that, to be honest. I've not noticed any coin recently, except that coin did really, really massive. Like the coin pumped very, very well. But normal coin, I don't think I've seen any coin save that dropped below 10 or 15%, like recently. I don't think any coin, like I said, unless they've done like massive rally, that's when you even see maybe a coin doing below 15%. But normally these days, you can't even see coins doing below 15%. Like it's very rare. It's very rare. And before you know, after the correction, they are back up. So for me, trust me, like I said, I cannot save a short trade. So I don't go there. Can decide to short a trade that day, that coin. See what Tooth did, or Bake. You want to save a coin that pumped 500%. So I use the Fibonacci. That's what I use. I use Fibonacci. So first buy. Okay, this is spot. Let's go to features. If you are trading sports, you know what to do. It's the same thing, but this account is for futures trading. That's why I'm going to features. Okay, so So we what I use, my first buy, I use 5x. Okay. I use 5x and my first buy is $10. So 5 times 10, that's how you get your first buy, because I'm using leverage of 5. So you shall set it. Okay. I think that's around 50. Let me see. I believe we know how to I believe we know how to set. Let me not dwell in this too much. I'm just gonna leave it. But my first buy is, I use $10 as my first buy, and my leverage is 5. So 5 times 10, you get that. So let's get to the margin configuration. Usually my first margin drop is usually around sometimes 2%. It depends. If it's like a coin, like a meme coin that is really volatile, okay, or if I'm trading a community coin, I can do 1.5. That's for community coin. That's the first. But most times, if I'm trading a meme coin, I go for 2%, or sometimes I go for 3% if it's really volatile. Yeah, I go for drop of 3%. Then sometimes, like I said, I use Fibonacci. Sometimes um my multiple buying ratio, the first call I use 2. Sometimes I use 1 for the first call. I start with 1. Sometimes I start with 2. It depends on the coin. If I notice that this coin is really volatile, and it depends on, the volatility of that particular coin. Like if I notice that it's not really that volatile, you know, good. So capital management is very, very important. I understand a lot of times when you enter inside a trade, it can take seconds, and that coin is going to sell in seconds, because advice we advise you to use 1%. Do you understand? Enter into a coin, take your 1% and leave. Yeah, especially if you don't know how to, if you are not good in technical analysis, just take 1%. If you are mostly using indicator, take your 1% and leave. So most times, like I said, I start from two times, or I start from one. Why I start from one most times is because um my first buy, okay, if my first buy is $10, my first call, you are saying you should buy 1 times. It's the same thing. That's 100%. It's buying 100% of the first call. So, for example, if this coin drops to like -3%, sometimes too, my first drop, for some coin is 5%. Okay, sometimes my first, like I said, it depends on how that coin is volatile. I look at the coins too. I don't just put 1% for a very volatile coin, you know, because obviously once you enter like this, immediately it's going to buy, because some coins, it doesn't even take them time to drop 1% and then gain back obviously that 1%. So for me, don't even use 1%, to be honest. 1% is not even it. Just start from 2. That's your first call. Or you can do 5, but start from 2. You can even use 2.5%. Also very reasonable. But you can either do 2 or 3. Standard I usually use is actually, before I used to use like 2, but now I used to even start with 3. So what this does is that once that coin drops by 3%, and it buys my first call. I will see my pen anymore. Okay, this is my pen. Once that coin, if your first call is 3%, once that coin drops by 3%, and it buys 1 times, because remember I'm trading, 1 times means buy 1 time of my first buy. So if I put $10, it's going to buy another $10. That is 100% obviously. So it's going to average it down. So instead of seeing minus 3%, once it buys the first call, you are going to be seeing minus 1.5%. Okay, so that's that. Then the second call, we can start at 2. Okay, second call can start at 2, or sometimes the first call can start at 2, and then here 3, and then here 5, and then here we have 7, and then we have 9. Of course, if your capital cannot accommodate so much margin calls, because most times I standard 5 6, that's what I use, 5 5 6 margins. That's what I use, 4 5 6 margin. But if your capital cannot accommodate so like up to 6 margin, you can do 4 margins. You can leave it at also 5 margins, but you just use the Fibonacci. Okay, you can use the 2 3 5 7 and 9. So yeah, that's if I'm using this is how I use it. But if I'm using one, it's going to be 1 3 5 7 and 9, like that. Okay, that's if I'm using one as uh my first call, if I'm using one times. So the second call, I usually make it, obviously it increases, my margin drop increases. So if I'm doing maybe like the first call for 3 or 2, of course the next one is going to increase. So I can put like 4 here. Okay, I can put 4 here, and then the third call I can put 5.5, and then over the fourth call, I can put like 6 or 7. Okay. And then here I can put like 8, and here I can put 10. If I'm doing up to maybe 7, I can put like the last call, which is the seventh call, I can put like 12. So yeah, I increase it. It gets serious when uh, the coin is going down. I increase it. So most times I can cover like a 30% drop, 40% drop. Okay, I can cover like 30%, 40% drop. So yeah, that gives me a bit of breathing space. And also remember that as it's buying your margin, it helps you average down. It helps you with your average price. That really helps very well. So that's about what I use to trade. But a lot of people like, the first buying amount is small, is $10. It's better to enter multiple trades. We are using proper risk management. And there's one thing about futures is the fact that as you are taking 1% in one day, like if you are very free, say you are not busy. Sometimes if I'm very, very free, I'm not busy for that day, I can enter like 15 trades, 20 trades in one day. But a lot of times you can never be too sure. You say, oh, this particular trade I want to enter. A lot of times you'll be doing proper risk management. I promise you, this futures trading is weird. A lot of times you'll be doing proper risk management. As you are setting that coin like this, that coin is flinging you out. What I mean by flinging you out is that as you are clicking start, within seconds, is selling. When you now decide that I have this market at the tip of my hand, I'm going to increase my first buy big. You entered your first buy big. That coin is that coin is going to delay you. That coin is the one that is going to give you heart attack. You've been entering trades, oh, maybe in that day you've entered like 10 trades and it has been successful. And you're like, this $1 that this trade is giving me is too small. I've been entering trades and I've been getting it right. This next one, I'm going to hit big. I promise you that trade will show you Pepe. So yeah. So do you have any question, please? So we talked about we touched two topics today. Um, Margins and first buying amount. No, I used to forget. The former one they called it was uh preset price, but now it's now first initial buy in price. Yeah. So do we have any question? You can unmute yourself and ask your question, please. Mm, okay, so someone said, please, can you come back with the explanation? No, I can't come back. Oh, you came early, actually. I saw you early. I thought you came late. Which particular one do you want me to come back? It seems there's a spirit behind that. It seems there's a spirit behind that. I'm telling you, so you just have to be very disciplined. You have to just be disciplined throughout. It's better to enter 10 trades that will give you $1, 10 successful trade, and you are using proper risk management. And there are some times that, coins will buy maybe up to your third margin, fourth margin. You know that, if that coin sells, of course, you make more profit. But it's just the fact that once you enter that trade, set your first buy, and it doesn't buy any margin call, it sells, your profit is not going to be really big. But really, in futures, you have to be able to, you need to use proper risk management. You need to be able to control yourself. Okay, you mean the initial buying price. You came late. Okay. All right. So I'm going to just briefly go through it again. I said that a lot of times, it's not every time you must be entering market. Every time they're always seeing you in the market. Sometimes rest. Not see, these few days, funny enough, I've been resting. Though I've been sort of busy, but like I'm talking about people that are trading futures. Don't you love your mental health? Sometimes rest. Some of you, if you don't set trade, is a problem. And yes, it happens to me too. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, me. No, I'm still me. I'm obviously still trying to control myself. I'm trying to be very intentional about it. Sometimes too, when I feel like, oh, and you hear a lot of professional traders usually say, you know what, my target is $50 daily or $20 daily or $10 daily. And they usually tell you that, see, if you hit your target, leave the market. And I've also noticed that once you hit your target, after that is rubbish you just be doing. The market will just be doing most of the times, not all the time. Once you hit your target, is rubbish trade you will just be entering after that. Trade that will give you serious hypertension. So it's very important that even though we are using a robot to trade and the robot doesn't have emotions, you need to control yourself as a futures trader. You need to be able to tell yourself that, you know what, to I'm I'm off the market. We go again tomorrow, because the market is not always beautiful. The market is not always great. And most times when you see that the market is not great, be able to leave. And if you cannot leave, because sometimes I can't, because I feel like, oh, I'm wasting time. I'm supposed to be making profit, and I'm just leaving my capital laying around. Sometimes, if I notice like that, I'll just go and put myself inside a community coin that I know, okay, oh, this community coin it's not really volatile, like it doesn't do too much movement. Everybody will rest. Now I have tied my capital down somewhere. The other day when I was getting tempted, I just carried myself and my capital. We just entered into BTC. Another BTC delayed me for like 2 days, but I didn't mind. That 2 days, I was using to rest. I could sleep. I could rest very well, even though I knew that I was trading a coin. But you see, meme coin, you'll be trading a meme coin in futures. Your heart will. Anytime I'm trading a meme coin and I'm sleeping, I can't sleep well. I wake up at intervals to check that trade because I don't want to wake up in the morning and then I'm receiving love letter. Ah, please oh. So um like this my trade now, you see that it has bought like three margins. So obviously when it sells, it's going to I'm going to make a good amount of profit. So use proper risk management, please. You have to be able to teach yourself. So the first, just tap on the coin you want to trade, okay, and click on create. First, you have to do your trade settings, okay. This is the initial buy-in price. This is the initial buying price, and what it does is that you can put a percentage you want that coin to drop before it buys for you. So if you notice that, okay, this coin has gone way up, but this coin is entering my eyes, but it has gone way up. Instead of just entering at current price, you can set and say, you know what, once it drops by 5%, robot, start the trade for me once it drops by 5%. Or once I want this coin, I want it to drop by 10%. A lot of we don't use this feature at all, but it's very important. Okay, so in that time, your robot can be, you too, you can be resting because you've already set a very good drop, for that particular coin. A coin that has dropped like 10% is a good one, unless that coin, I don't know. So what you want to do is you do your trade settings, click on trade settings, click on choose a strategy, pick your strategy, select your first buy. Remember, you have to manually change your first buy. Also, remember to set your take profit. Click on save. And once you click on save, you come here and tap on that's where you come and tap on the initial buy-in price. Okay, click on it. Click on the drop rate. I prefer to use the drop rate. This one, you can set the coin price you want the robot to buy, but drop rate is very much easier. It just works with drop. So tap on drop rate. You can say, oh, you want this coin to drop by 5% before your robot starts the trade, or you want it to drop by 10%. So whichever percent you impute it. Once you impute it, it's going to show you the amount that trade is going to buy for you. Okay. If you notice here, if you check here, you can see the current price of the trade is 0.02737. Here, once it drops by 10%, it's telling you that the current price which the robot is going to buy at is going to be 0.02461. So that's like a 10%. You can do maybe 5%, 6%, depending. You can also check the current low. Okay, that maybe can also be a benchmark. Maybe checking the current low. Okay, where have we gotten to? Let's click on maybe 1 hour. You can see over here, the current low here is at 0.02529. It might not actually get to that, the next drop. You can say, okay, you know what? Let it drop to this last candle, or it should drop to this other candle before it buys, because you know that once that happens, there's going to it's going to likely move back up again. So yeah, you can use this as a benchmark also. So you can use this price, set in this price that, oh, once this coin drops to this price or drops to this price, robot starts the trade. So what you want to do after imputing the price drop or the price, which coin am I? Okay, son. Once that happens, all you just need to do is after imputing, oh, maybe 5% drop or whatnot, or 10%, you confirm. And then what you need to do is to activate. Remember, you have to activate the trade. If you don't activate the trade, you have done nothing. So yeah, basically that's it. And then if you go to, if you go to, okay, I'm on, I set for sports. Let me switch to sports. It will not even start. Yeah. So usually you see it in your strategy. You see it in your strategy. This my account is for trading only sports. Usually you see it in your strategy here. Okay, that's when you know that it has started. Not started, but you have initiated it. So once that coin drops to that amount, once that coin drops to that amount, your robot is going to trigger and start the trade. So it's a way for you to buy the dip. If you have any question, you can meet yourself so we can round up. What is the benefit of initial buying price? I already said that you can use it to buy the dip. Imagine a coin has pumped and you are certain that, okay, you know what? Once this coin drops to 10% or 5%, buy. So you are going to be buying the dip. Okay? You are going to be buying the dip. It helps to buy the dip. You know, it gives you a good buy price. Do you have any question, please, before we call it a day? Do we have any question? All right. Do any leader have any other thing to add before we round up? Tomorrow we also have a trading class. Please try as much as possible to come on board. Please, we like to come late. I don't know why. This lateness, is something that we need to host a Zoom meeting and pray. We need to come to one day like this. We'll just come host a Zoom meeting so that we'll pray for all these late comers. Seriously, please, let's be coming early. It's tiring when you come to Zoom. You will not be waiting for others, and also the early comers too waiting for others. It's unfair to them now. It's very unfair to them. So the early comers now will now start saying, "Oh, they don't come late, so me too, I'll come late." Me, I will not be waiting for 10 minutes again. No. If I see one person, I will start. Or if you see one person, we'll start. You go and watch the recordings. So please, tomorrow we go again. Again, like we said, we hope for the market to continue to be bullish. Spot traders, I beg, shorters, short traders, please. Let us breathe. Oh. We have trading spot. We need the altcoin season to start. We have once altcoin season starts, market peaks, bull season, bull everywhere is crazy. We have like 3 years to short trade. we we have like 3 years because obviously after the bull, there will become the bear. We have like 3 years to just be shorting. And okay, I would like to also advise. I know a lot of us are scared. A lot of us are still trading sport, which is totally fine. And to be scared, yes, which is totally fine. Nobody's saying you shouldn't be scared. Me too, I was once scared about futures. I'm still scared about futures. That's the truth. It's scary. And also the people that have chopped breakfast. don't be discouraged. No, but jokes apart, don't be discouraged. You know why? Because it's not now you will enjoy futures trading. It is the best season that you will know that this thing I learned, now I'm putting it to good use. So I'm talking about the people that are not trading futures yet, that are still trading sports. Please get on board. I know you can still start scared. And I'm also talking about the people that are currently trading futures. I know it has not been easy. It's something that we just started. A lot of mistake will be made. And again, the fact that it's not sports. If you make mistake in sports, it will you waiting time. You get waiting time. But futures, instant breakfast. I get it. But understand that all these breakfasts or the breakfast you are chopping now, you will get, I mean, a very huge benefit from it in the best season. Trading futures in the best season is really, really amazing because it is most likely going to be doing downtrend. Downtrend. So you just be shorting like, and it's easier. It's easier. So please don't be discouraged. Breakfast will give more. No, you will not be depressed. See, you see, once we enter the best season, all your money, don't worry about it. You see now. People, you know, before I started trading futures, I used to look at other traders because I felt like it's only sports, nothing else. You have to trade sports. And in the best season, I see people like traders, they are buying cars. And I'm like, I don't understand. Is this not the market me I'm in? Pumper is not the pump. Oh. How are you making money? I didn't understand that. In fact, that is the time that futures trader make huge sum of money in the best season. At that time, they're the hot futures trader. So, of course, our time is coming. Keep bettering your strategy. And there's no particular strategy, you know. What you have to do is listen to, different type of strategy, put it to test, and then better the one that works for you. Okay, you have to be able to um make your own strategy from every person's strategy that you've learned. Okay, my strategy, to be honest, can be working for me and it might not work for you. Your strategy will be working for you and it might not work for me. Yes, it's very, very possible. It's very possible. It's the implementation. Oh, how do you do it? How do you better it? So there's no standard strategy like, oh, you must do it like this. No, that's not what trading is about. It's not a particular thing that, oh, you have to do it like this, you have to do it like this. Everyone have, that's why you need to know the basics. Once you know the basics, once you've tried this strategy, once you've tried this and this, then you can come up with what works for you and what has been working for you. And it will continue to work for you. So that's it. Tomorrow, we have another trading class tomorrow. Tomorrow we go again. Thank you so much, everyone. And to all the leaders, thank you so much for constantly showing up. And to the amazing team members, especially the ones that don't come late, thank you. The ones that come late too, well, thank you, but please change. So bye everybody. Tomorrow we'll go again.